Anti-open grazing. Elsewhere, herders' cows trek for 100 kilometers is an abuse to the animal. So I don't understand what the Fulanis are fighting about. Hello, my wonderful people. Here is the Deputy Governor of Lagos State speaking and saying, I don't understand what the Fulanis are saying. I'm trying very hard to understand where they are coming from. Because if you take cows to walk in 100 kilometers, eh, is rendered as an abuse. Do you know abroad, there's animal rights? Please investigate. There's what we call animal rights. You carry a cow and you use that cow to trek from the north to the south. From the north to the south. This guy said it's an abuse. So them saying they want to take the southern governors to court or whatever for their law, he said he does not understand it. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe if this is your first time. Thank you. The Deputy Governor, Dr. Bafemi Hassan, recently held an interactive session with some journalists in Ikeja where he spoke on sundry issues in the governance of Lagos State. The deputy editor, Felix, was there and he spoke on the issues of the Fulani herdsmen, saying, I wonder what they mean by their taking the southern governors on taking them to court, that their right has been trampled upon. Elsewhere all over the world, taking cows to trek for 100 kilometers is an animal abuse. The government will seize the animals from you, rest them, have the vets to look after them, feed them, and have them have a rest. How can you take an animal from the north to the south, trekking for months, all because you say you are looking for pastures? These things can be grown artificially. Life has moved past that stage for a long time. Failure to adapt to today's life and technology is what has brought us here. There is no need crying over spilled milk. They need to adjust and get to the truth of what is on ground. I have listened to statements like the road is a death trap and all that, and this and that. Yes, we are working on the roads and other issues in Lagos to ensure that we take advantage of all that we have at our disposal to make our roads good ones. The issue of drinking and driving has to be cautioned so to prevent death. Lagos is a state that is still evolving. We are still developing and we are still making things better. The Fulani herdsmen and the issues and how they have caused a lot of accidents, we were all privy to it. Moving against open grazing is absurd. The Lagos state remains opposed to open grazing of cows or cattle. The anti-open grazing bill has been passed by the House of Assembly and signed into law by the governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu. I do not say that the facts do not speak for themselves. I do say that the facts speaks for themselves regularly. And that means people have to come to terms with what is on ground. My maternal grandfather went to Saudi Arabia for Hajj and spent 11 years. Some people thought he had died. Time passed. People were trekking or going on horseback. That was years ago, not today's day and age. Do you know overseas, if you take an animal to trek for 100 kilometers, that is called animal abuse. You will be taken to court and jailed accordingly as the law deems it fit. This struggling for trying to come to the south at all costs for your personal business is totally unnecessary. On the claim that the Lagos state has signed it into law and is an issue, it's not an issue at all. They have to adapt and work on the new reality. So that's the deputy governor of Lagos State saying he does not understand what this, Fulani herdsmen are saying. That right now they are going to take legal actions against the southern governors. Well, they are going to they are taking the southern governors to court for preventing them from doing their business. And our brother is surprised. Like he said, like seriously, what do you mean they are preventing you from your job? What job really? Do you know? And he was repeating it again and again. So, do you know that trekking an animal for 100 kilometer, yes, it's an animal abuse. Abroad, you'll be dealt with the full route of the law. You'll be taken to court, and whatever judgment is passed, at times you might have to go to jail for taking your animal to trek that distance. It's a criminal offense because abroad there's what we call animal right. Then you will take an animal all the way from the north to the south. Do you not have a clue how many kilometers? This animal trek for months. They don't have mouths to speak. Hence, you've not heard them complain and say, Nadaya deo, they kill me for you. They kill me for you. That's just me trying to make fun. But what are we talking about on a more serious note? These things have to stop. These things really do have to stop. Enough is enough. You can't continue with the same old habits and expect a different result. If you want something worthwhile, you make a decisive action to bring about what we call change. You don't just make an ambiguous statement. Yes, we're going to take the southern governors to court. They don't want the Fulanis to continue in the ancestral blah 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 blah. And people are wondering, like, seriously? You're okay? You're sure? You're fine? You're sure you're not having headache? You're sure you're not something is not wrong? I mean, the man's example is so apt. He said abroad, you take an animal to walk for that distance, you'll be jailed. You will be jailed. For certainly, you will be jailed. And that animal will be taken from you because they see you as somebody, and anybody who can abuse animal. You know, there's this theology that somebody who can abuse an animal is a very cruel person. It's somebody who can become a criminal, honestly. So when they see, for instance, they see children at a very young age being very cruel to animal, is a trait they watch out for, and it's something they caution immediately because they believe that anyone who can be cruel to animal and acts in such a manner, you know, the tendency that that kind of person will not have human sympathy, yeah, will not have human feeling, and can do and undo is high. So it's a red flag once they see, those things. And so these people are doing these things confidently and still bragging about it. Oh, it's our ancestral work. It's what we do. Excuse me, times has changed. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe if this is your first time. God bless you. Have a good day. Bye for now.